Exactly 4 inches. To get started, while I wait for the MSA rails and other stuff to come in the mail, bought these drill bits. Everyone says to use carbide. I couldn't find any. I'm just gonna try to use these. And I read that you need to drill fast, but don't drill with much pressure because you don't want to rip the aramid fibers. So basically, you want to drill a little bit. And a few people were saying you can use super glue or just drop it in the hole so it kind of sticks the aramid fibers together and it'll dry instantly. And you just drill little by little, and then you drop a little bit of super glue down in the hole as you go till you get to the end. And then this is going to be to seal all the holes and also the edges of the helmet when I cut it. Everyone's using Marine Weld, JB Weld. These are the 3 nuts that came with my original shroud, so I'm going to reuse those. I just spray paint them Coyote or whatever to match. And then I went to Home Depot and found these M3 0.5 20 millimeter metric pan head Phillips screws. I would have preferred Allen head, but I mean, this is America. I guess Phillips is fine. Yeah, so I may have to cut them to length, but this was the closest I could find. You can't find 15 millimeter. If you got a Dremel, you can just chop these down, whatever. So that's going to be for the shroud. Also, I think this is worth mentioning, and it's kind of a personal preference thing, but if you have a surplus helmet, there's probably going to be little chips everywhere. What I did is I took some regular JB Weld, not the Marine, and just kind of used it as a Bondo. So when I paint it later, it'll hide all that. Also, on the inside of the helmet, my ID sticker was right here, and I'm going to remove these. So I relocated it right here to retain all the information, because that's pretty cool, and I kind of want to preserve the history of this thing. I figured out some things, and I want to talk about some of the details of this high cut conversion, because there's a lot of good videos out there, but like each one of them is leaving out a little bit of information here or there, and none of the videos are really all that complete, so I want to try to do a better job here. First off, drilling for the shroud. There's really no good template online. There's conflicting information, so I went off my bump helmet. I went with the same measurements off my bump helmet, which was, I believe, 3/4 of an inch from this edge to this edge, and that brought this top hole at exactly 4 inches from this edge, and then you just center it. You could go like 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. That seems to be it. Because I've got this seal from McMaster car, and yeah, there'll be a little gap in between, like the way it's supposed to be. And I double checked with AI because I'm trying to sort of clone a Ops Core helmet here, and it said that was basically the measurements for their shroud. And I checked it with night vision in front of my face, and everything was good. So I'm happy with how this came out, and that was how I got this position. All right. Drilling it, everyone makes a big deal saying you need to use carbide bits. I spent a bunch of money on carbide bits just to find out that's not true. You just use some good quality metal bits, some new ones, and go slow. Also, like, drill a little bit and then drop super glue in there, because it'll kind of pre-bond, pre-seal the Kevlar fibers as you go, and you won't rip it and waller out your hole. Yes, I'm Southern. I just use waller it out. But yeah, do that. Use super glue and just go slow, and you won't burn up regular bits. You don't need carbide bits. You can use them. They'll work better, but you don't need them. I used a 16th inch pilot and then an 1/8 inch hole. And these are, I believe, M4 screws because I'm using these shroud nuts. And that's what I had to do. On the side, I am using legit MSA rails right here. Just center those and trace around, and then just follow that line. There's where the shroud, just follow that line down, and then after you cut, you could sand that, round it, whatever. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know. You can do whatever. And I got the curve in the back. You can't really see it because of glare. Yeah, see, it curves in the back, and most people just cut straight down, so should work out pretty well. I've measured, remeasured. It's all symmetrical. I fitted everything. I'm about to go ahead and do this. The way I'm going to approach this is I'm going to take my Dremel with a metal cutting wheel and just score this line. I'm going to stay on the inside and just score it all the way around and see how that goes. I might be able to cut them completely off because drilling into this, it's not nearly as bad as I thought. I would compare it to like drilling into a hardwood because it'll like split and stuff, and it's not that hard to drill through. Like, trust me, you don't need carbide bits, but they will be better because they'll make a cleaner cut. Anyway, back to this. I'm gonna score it with a Dremel and see how that goes. If that doesn't go well, then I have these fine tooth steel blades for my jigsaw, which is what everyone does. They stick this in a vise, cut around. So I'm prepared to do that, but I'm gonna try it with a Dremel first. This seal is from McMaster Car. You're gonna need roughly, this is a size large, you're gonna need roughly 34 inches all the way around after you cut it. I've cut 36 over here. I had to order 10 feet of this stuff from McMaster Car. It was like, I don't know, 37 bucks with some shipping. Yeah, so if you have an ACH, everyone says you're either gonna, the thickness, it's either gonna be a 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch. I'm gonna include 2 links in this video, one for the 1/4 inch and one for the 3/8. I think that covers everything so far. So I'm going to go cut this, and next time you see this helmet, it will be a high cut. So it's kind of funny watching myself cut this helmet. First thing I noticed is I should be wearing some leather gloves. I guess I was more concerned about the Kevlar fibers. So do as I say, not as I do, if you want to keep all your digits. Second, you definitely need to wear a respirator like I am here. N95 mask is not going to cut it. Those fibers are toxic, and the smell of burning Kevlar is terrible, I promise. So the Dremel worked good. Who would have known it's perfect for cutting Kevlar helmets and gunsmithing. I've got it cut. I did it all with a Dremel. I'll show video of it, but I cut the main outline out with the metal cutting wheel, and then I just took a grinder and kind of refined my cuts till they were nice. So that's what it looks like. And everything's pretty even. It's as even as I could get it. So the next step's gonna be using this Marine JB weld. It's over here. I'm just gonna mix this shit up and apply it with my fingers, and then let it dry. And then I've got my seal here. You definitely have to do this in sections. Definitely invest in a shitload of clamps, and around these corners you'll have to make relief cuts and clamp it down to make smooth transitions around the curves. But yeah, that's what I got going on. It's about 3/4 of the way done. I gotta do from here all the way to the center, which was where the factory seal started. Yep. And then after that, it looks a little messy, but this stuff will actually peel off. It's kind of like yeah, see, you can see it flaking off. It's kind of like an industrial grade silicone, I guess. I don't know. It's like a rubbery JB Weld. But yeah, next time you see it, this will all be done and cleaned up. So here it is, all painted up, sealed. Turned out pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with it. So here's all the shit going on it. There's the suspension, shroud, ear pro, rails, bungees, padding, hardware, loop. It's everything. So here's the ACH high cut finished. Apologize for the poor lighting. I used the Fast SF loop, MSA rails, Amazon harness, the Team Wendy clone. Those loops are for that Shaw brain pouch over there. Here's what the inside looks like. So closing statements. Why would you do this? Well, the second generation Ops Core Fast SF, which is also made by Gentex and offers the same ballistic protection, but is only lighter, is selling for $1,700 to $1,800. And Chinese options, I wouldn't even trust. They have no data, and it looks like they show a lot of back face deformation just from pistol rounds. So I wouldn't even buy those. The price. You can get one of these shells for around 100, 150. I see them on the high end for 200. And you can build one out. Just the helmet, no accessories, no ear pro. If you go on Amazon, you can build one out for as little as $100. Minus the shell, I spent about 230-ish building mine out. But you can easily build one of these out for under $400 all day long in 2026. The comfort. This is actually very comfortable. I wore it for 8 hours under nods, just navigating around, filling it out. There was no hot spots. The weight was good. I didn't get to weigh it out because my scales just couldn't weigh something at this weight, but I assume it's around 3.5 pounds, just the helmet without any of the accessories on it. I guess that covers everything. I would definitely recommend this to anyone looking for a legitimate ballistic option with real testing behind it. If you found this video informative or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe. Christ is King.